I hate driving. I only got my license about 7 months ago and I still do not understand how to parallel park or apparently back out of a parking spot. Now the story is technically about my parking skills, but also why they are like this in the first place. My whole life I've been told that I'm a thinker or that I overthink too much, and that causes me to mess up more than I should. This includes sports, school, and even simple things like driving. About a year ago in August, my best friend and neighbor of 13 years had to move to Texas because her dad got a job down there in the South. She came back in November to visit family and friends. This was only a few months before I got my license, so I was still fresh to the roads. Further on, she came to my house to surprise me, and we caught up on all the things she missed after she left. An hour later, she was about to leave. My dad called my brother on the phone and asked him to back out the truck so that he could pull in the car. Knowing my brother was barely awake, he did not care about the truck and went right back to sleep. So, my hot-headed of a father called me on the phone, basically yelling at me because we do not listen or something like that. He eventually asked me to back up his $100,000 truck so that he could pull in one of his other cars to the garage. I urgently went outside right before my friend left to back out the truck, but I was unable to find her. I never really got to say goodbye to her, and when I went looking for her before I moved the truck, she was gone, and I just assumed she was talking to my other neighbors. I got into the truck and backed it up, and by this time my dad was down the street waiting for me to pull out, along with my other neighbors chilling outside. I backed the truck up and realized that my friend was about to leave, so I waved at her and forgot the car was moving. I smacked right into the side of the truck with the hitch. I smacked right into the car with the hitch of the truck like a football player to his opponent. I do not remember much after that, but I do remember how angry my dad was because I was not paying attention in his truck. One faint memory of mine is that I was so in shock that I did nothing but stare at the steering wheel for a total of 20 seconds. Also, looking at my neighbors staring at me and my brother laughing on the doorsteps was probably the reason I did not cry because of how angry it made me. Further on, the owner of my car came outside from her house and was confused at first because she thought I was the one who crashed into her car. I was, and that ticked her off. But then my dad manipulated her into thinking that he was driving the truck so that she would not sue, but inevitably, they did. One of the good outcomes is that my license is not suspended yet and I'm free to drive on all the road America has to offer. I think the lesson this story gave me is that it's okay to overthink certain situations. Over the past few weeks in golf and in school, I've been told that I think too much and that it would be better if I just went in with a clear mindset. But I think this is not the case, and it should not be something that I'm ashamed of having because other people think it's a bad trait. If I had thought a little bit more in that moment and turned the wheel towards the right or even backed up slower than 20 miles per hour, it would have gone differently.